All right, let's make sure we get this and is it this way up. Okay, so this is my pitch. I did one beforehand. The one beforehand was basically for maybe Nintendo 64, but it's like, well, someone is making games again, so that means that you might be able to get that. It's like, yeah, I don't know where that video is, but it's somewhere. As for this one's a new freaking kick. This is one where I'm like, it seems like this is getting populated so much. Why in the world isn't Goosebumps getting into this as well? So I was thinking, what title we can give the game. For now, the placeholder is Goosebumps and for a scare. And we're not going to sugarcoat it. It's basically going to be a copy like all the others. Friday the 13th, the game, uh, Death by Daylight, Chainsaw Massacre, Clowns for Outer Space. Same exact diff, but we're going to lean towards more into Friday the 13th. It'll be like its cousin that you don't want it doesn't want you to be its cousin, but technically you're pretty much kind of cousins. So it's the same exact idea, and I mean, you could pick anything you want. Pretty sure you could just basically rip off what was on the new game that we got. You can use that as the actual, uh, you know, stage. That could be one of the stages if you wish. But it's like you're gonna have to talk to the guys who actually made that, and hopefully they'll be cool enough to be like, "Oh yeah, sure, you're okay." If not, then when it comes to the stages, and of course this is just a little small pitch. I don't actually have any art or anything. You're just gonna have to imagine it. I would see the best bet is for, and I'll talk about the new special ones later. But the ones that I'm like thinking, hey, we should do is every single give yourself goosebumps that area that those places you got 25 books. That means you can at least get 10 stages of give yourself goosebumps, and that's what's going to happen because technically this is a give yourself goosebumps. Of course, as for players, how many players you're going to get, that's a good question. I would say maybe 5 players is needed. Pretty sure that's usually a thing. It's 5 players. Let's think about it. Goosebumps the movie, how did that play out? You had R.L. Stein, you had his quote unquote daughter, you had Chimp, and you had other dude. That's 4 people. We're good. So 4 versus the monster. And just like how Friday the 13th, they said, oh, Jason, we can never really make a CPU that's good enough to actually chase people. So that's why we're just going to allow the person to take over as the monster. That's what you're doing. You're going to play as the monster, and this is where we get to the interesting fun part. Of course, first things first is the ones that are very, very popular. You get Slappy, you get the Scarecrow, you get the Executioner, you get the Abominable Snowman, you get the Werewolf Fever Swamp, you get all, oh yeah, don't forget about, of course, Carly, the Haunted Mask. You get all those monsters, and then some, of course. So I think is that we're gonna have to make this a bit more of a fan driven like movie, video, video game. Meaning that there's gonna have to be polls sooner or later. And the polls will say which monster would you like to see next after they do all the, you know, and by the end, maybe we'll get 100 monsters. Maybe we'll be end up just like Death by Daylight, which is like perfect. The cool part is this is that you actually would be able to have different versions of the monsters, of course. Like Sloppy has so many different versions that is not even funny. I think at least you will have 10 plus. And I'm like, well, if you're gonna do this, how about this? Just make it 2.99. Don't bust them. Don't make it be 9.99. Maybe 4.99 if you have to push it. But we're not making it 9.99. Not making it 14.99. We're making it nice and decent. That's all I'm saying because it's just a freaking color, a swap of the freaking thing. So you have the original Slappy from the book, you have the Slappy from the movie, you have Slappy from the other of the TV show, the other TV show. And you got the movies, and you have all the books, and you have the prototype Slappy from the movie, and you have all those. You have so many. And I would say for some of them, they'll have the same weakness. That's what we're going to lean towards. We're leaning towards Friday the 13th, like I said, which means just like the movie, the monsters have weaknesses. And that's what you got to do is try to remember a weakness of a certain Slappy or a weakness of a certain monster. I mean, of course, they're going to have tips on it. Of course they will. It's like, I think they should, but I think the fun part would be like if you are a complete sad sack and you bought it in October, they will only once in a week or so tell you the weakness of the monster. You actually have to go to the monster itself and look and see the weakness. It would not remind you of the weakness, just to make it a little bit more scary and the fact of maybe even frustrating. But I'm pretty sure it's going to scare the crap out of you. Be like, what is this weakness? What is this weakness? Nah. And you're gone. So the other question is like, are you going to allow them to kill you? And it's like, should they be killed? I will say no. I will say what should happen is that they'll just throw a book at you. Yeah, and you just get absorbed in the book. So yeah, we're gonna take Death by Daylight, which is like instead of being hooked by a tree, you're gonna be held in a book. The book will absorb you, just like in the second movie, and you have to be saved by someone either taking out a monster or knowing where the book shelf is. Soon as all four of the heroes, if we're going to call them that, are put in a bookshelf, they all actually will, if the game will end. I think you have to, of course, like that's a good question. It's like, how do you do this? And it's like, well, I guess we're gonna have to rip off Friday the 13th again, which like give homage to, which I guess you're just gonna have to call R.L. Stein. It's like, yeah. But it's like, so then how do you, if you absorb the books, and it's like, I would say maybe you can make it so that you have to use the magic typewriter, but the magic typewriter's been torn into three pieces. So you need to put the magic typewriter back together so and find the books. He's like, yeah, I think as soon as you free someone, you have a free book lying around. So you have to keep it. It's like, And I guess you need to have some meds. Of course, you need some meds. You need some flashlights. Yeah. Walkie talkies. Yeah, good idea to get some walkie talkies too. Yeah, I'm just gonna take from Minnie. It's like, yeah, because it's like we're getting inspired by it, of course. Uh Now the thing is that different versions of the monsters that needs to be talked about too. Different versions of the monsters, like Slappy, for instance, the original Slappy from the seventh book. He doesn't really actually exist. He's going to be taking what the second book has, which is uh. And he's like, wait a minute. It's like I think they have super strength. We're gonna at least give Slappy super strength. So it's like each Slappy has a different thing. I think the third one. No, it was the second one. No, yeah, it was the second one that hurls green slime. So eventually you're gonna have them have hurl green slime, and there you go. But I'm pretty sure when we get to the mess up, was like I think you might have to make one 1999. I think you might have to because it's like then we get into the interesting part of Slappy World Slappy, which that one will have so many freaking abilities. It's not even funny. And then we get to the special ones, which is oh yeah, no, wait, hold on. Of course, Slappy will have different weaknesses, how to defeat him. Because in the second book, he got hit upside the head and he got broken. So you have to hit him upside the head for something. Or, wake up Dennis. Maybe that's what we're gonna do. Wake up Dennis, wake up a bunch of dummies. Maybe you have to collect all the dummies, put them together, and get the words and say do the words, and they'll just chase after Slappy, and the person that's Slappy is like, oh, what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do. It's like, yeah, you can't really. You try to survive, but it's like you're kind of doomed, right? Just like when it came to the guy, whoever had Jason's mother's sweater and you got the freaking axe, usually it's game over. So I'm pretty sure when you got the weakness, it's game over. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh, the horrors. This is one where it show like the true interesting part of they got weaknesses, but they're different. Like we got the Horrorland horror from Book 19 and the Horrorland horror from Return to Horrorland. Those guys have different things. Like the one for Horrorland 19 is easy. You pinch them. Yeah, but you need to have the coupon or you need to see the sign that says don't pinch. So it's like you need like something to actually just say don't pinch. Because it's kind of messed up. It's like you already have the powers inside of you. But it's like maybe you need tweezers. So it's like, yeah, it's like you need the special tweezers to tweeze the freaking horror, and that's how you defeat them. The second one, I think, is more the fact of how did they beat the horse in the second book? I don't remember. I know it's not pinching, it was something else. I think it was the purple water. Yeah, it's like the purple water defeated them. So I guess what you need to do is lure them into the purple river, but I'm pretty sure we could actually make it, which I guess you could just say the purple goop. You just say there canister of purple goop. You got to find it. You got to open the whatever. So you need maybe lock picks. And it's like, yeah, you got to find the certain areas and you'll find that weakness. It's like, finally, I got the weakness. And it's like, you just got to throw it at them. You just got to throw it at them. Anything else? So get, oh, the specials. So you have special two stages. You have Horrorland and you have Slappy World. Horrorland is a crazy, crazy one. And of course, we're not going to do too much on it because that's going to be a lot. But considering it is special, you could actually make it so you can ride the rides, but they will most likely kill you. 100% kill you where you get booked. No pun intended. Actually, no, big pun intended. So that's the spiel is making a game that is on the internet for everyone to play, 5 players. Could we actually try to do what Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th, the game did? Maybe. But I think it's better to just have 5 players and be done with it. And I think at the end of all of it, let's say that it's a miracle. We made it through all these years. All the monsters have been chosen. All the monsters have been actually done and they're in the game. We'll have one final monster. Given technically, not House of Horrors. What was it called? The newest one. As I'm recording this, Shriek. One of those. Either way, the idea is simple. We bring the Horror Town version of RL9 to it, and in that one, you can actually do randomizing, or you can make your own monster in him, and he'll mirror any of the slappies or any of the monsters that you choose. So it's like that's kind of cool, don't you think? It's like a different version of them, and it's like you have to remember how to beat that certain monster. But it's like, how do you know? It's like, well, I would say you might have to actually notice his shadow or something. That would be cool. Oh yeah, and I did want to do another crazy one. It's like there's 2 game modes I was thinking about. You have that one, which is basically you become the monster and imposter. Basically, we're taking what Hello Neighbor did, but make one of you the freaking monster in disguise. And you wouldn't know. It's like yeah, just the person that and you can set traps and stuff. It's like, well, that needs to be ironed out. But I'm pretty sure there could be another version of the game. So we got 2 games versus just 1 game. Let's see. What did Secret Neighbor? How many did they have in Secret Neighbor? Was it 5 people? Was it 6? I don't remember. It's been a long while. But yeah, that's basically the game. The game is basically giving homage to Friday the 13th and all the other genres all the other games that exist in this genre, if we can call it that, and perhaps maybe even a secret neighbor cousin, but it doesn't want to say it's his cousin. That'll be cool too, where it's like a hidden monster. It's like then you might have the other ones that you become it. Which, like for instance, maybe the haunted mask. First, have the haunted mask, just like kind of Hello Neighbor did. It's like yeah, you got a haunted mask on. You can take the haunted mask off. You turn it on. Don't forget, werewolf skin could be fun in this as well. That would be fun. Werewolf skin as well would be fun. Or maybe even the Black Ring, or maybe even the Phantom's mask. Yes, the Phantom could actually be this. It's like that would be kind of cool. Or maybe eating monster blood, but that one's like a pending part where it's like, yeah, that's pending. Pretty sure monster blood most likely won't make a entrance in this game, sadly. Well, except for Cuddles. Cuddles is able to do it. Evan, no. Monster, I guess technically the original Blob of Monster Blood, yes. Cuddles, yes. The slugs, do you really want to remember the slugs? I don't really think you want to remember the slugs now. And the slugs will be kind of difficult too. So that one most likely will be out. And I guess one cool part would be like maybe for one of the secret neighbor ones is you bring I live in your basement into this. So it's like there's another person there, and it's like it's supposed to be five, but there's six of you. So you'll know for that sure. You're like, oh crap. So it's I live in your basement. So one of us actually has that dude, and it's like, yeah, that'll be kind of interesting if you do that, right? Be kind of interesting to do that part. But anyways, that's my spiel for the game. What do you think about it? If it does, someone does hear this and say, "Ooh, that's a good idea," and they make it real, cool. I'm not gonna ask for any money or anything. I'm just thinking about Goosebumps as a freaking everything and pleasing the fans because this is kind of messed up. Where it's like there's one people who are like, "Oh, we're gonna do the Tower of Horror. Yes, we're gonna do Terror Tower." Just to reveal that they secretly said this is too much. We have no idea what to do with it. We quit. And then we get this new game, which is kind of good. Maybe they'll give us a sequel. Maybe they'll do a different version of it. I mean, a different game that is just like it. We don't know yet. Here's hoping that they do. But for now, all I can say is I really hope that we all get a new game pretty soon. And if this is it, which is like the best idea, the best option to keep Goosebumps really in people's views. Because if you do this, because just like what happened with the movie, just what happened to the TV show, people noticed and people are like, oh, interesting. And they looked into it. Especially the first movie, they looked into it. If you do this, I'm pretty sure you will hit a grand slam. Maybe. It depends on the execution. But that's all I want to just say is Goosebumps In for a Scare would be a good video game to actually exist. There's so many that you can choose from. But to make one that kind of have the little bit of familiarity like Friday the 13th would be cool. And I guess you could just rip them off a little bit more and basically like, okay, and R.L. Stein is basically the cop. Technically, uh, you can make yourself free out of it. I don't know. You can run for yourself, run for your lives if you're able to find the keys to get out or something. But it's not a camp, so I was curious, man.